What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free. To live your best life, you must live label free. And I'm back with another incredible guest. So sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest is a financial planner, and she's also a profitability expert and coach. And so her business is called Profit with Leanne. So please welcome Leanne Ozaine. Leanne, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm like so happy we finally made this happen.
I know.
Like, geez,
It's
like
a
we just kept
miracle.
missing each other. Like, just it wasn't aligned. So today was aligned, and we're gonna make it happen and just like educate the audience on some stuff that they probably really need to know.
Let's do it.
So I always like to start off like asking why you got into the space that you're in. So profitability expert and
Uh-huh.
coach. So there
Uh-huh.
had to be something that swayed you into that direction.
Absolutely. And I bet your audience will identify with this. I got into this totally, completely by accident because my very first business that I owned was actually a software company. And that software company was cool and it was fun. And it meant that I was speaking at business conferences to the tune of 30 cities a year. I was
Oh
super
wow.
busy. It was great. And I was hiding a dirty secret.
Oh,
And the dirty secret is that when my bookkeeper sent me P&L statements, I didn't know what they meant. I didn't know how to read them. The other dirty secret was that I was just so busy running a fabulous business that I didn't really pay attention to the profitability of my business. All I did was focus on how much money am I making,
yeah.
um, which impacted my team and every part of my business. And the dirty secret that I was really hiding is that I had amassed a six-figure line of credit that my husband knew nothing about.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, shit is right. So, um, and I was doing that because I thought it would grow my business,
Yeah.
like a lot of your audience probably thought or thinks at times. And so it all kind of came to a head and came crashing down when one night my husband came to me, and this is after I'd been bragging. This was in 2008 after I'd been bragging to him that we had finally crossed the threshold of making over $1 million. We finally did it. Now, today that's maybe not so much money, but back then that was a lot of money.
Yeah,
It was
for
a
sure.
big accomplishment. And so it was like I'd been talking about it, we've been getting close to it, and then we finally crossed the threshold.
Yeah.
And that one night he came to me and he was like, "Hey, so yeah, awesome that you crossed that threshold. But we need you to pay us. Like, we need to pay our mortgage. Like, can you
Yeah.
take money out of the business type of thing?" And I had to explain to him that I couldn't and that every dollar was needed to run my business. And he said to me, like, terrible words nobody ever wants to hear, but he said, "How is it possible that you made over $1 million this year and you can't pay our mortgage?" Like Leanne, right?
Yeah.
Horrible. And so that's kind of a long answer to a short question, but that was a totally change your life, make it or break it. Either figure business out or get
Yeah.
divorced or maybe both, right?
Sure.
Like, and then that night I had to also tell him that there was a six-figure line of credit. So I didn't have the option to just close my business and go get a job. Like I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so in that year, honestly, I knew something wasn't right about my business. I could feel it. I
Sure.
could feel that we were making all this money, but my bank
Yeah.
accounts were emptying, and I couldn't figure out why. And I had talked to people like CPAs, and I
Yeah.
talked to people like that I knew that were CEOs of companies, and all I got was like gimmick advice, like, well, you should just increase sales. Well, I already have. Or people with like a
Something was
CPA.
eroding your profit margin somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, but I just couldn't find it. And I couldn't
Sure.
find it in a tax, and I couldn't find it in bookkeeping reports. So I was really faced with a choice to either fix this or get a divorce and have a horrible situation in my life. And so I did the one thing I hadn't done because I'd already talked to the C-suite. I'd already done that. And so I went and I talked to a banker
Yeah.
and sat down with a nice little teller at Chase Bank, and I asked him for a stack of bank statements. And so this, I don't want to go on too much long with this, but what was the turning point for me as a business owner is I sat down with bank statements for the first time because I had to solve the problem. I had to know, where did over $1 million go?
Yeah.
And so when I was looking at bank statements, that's when I started to see millions of dollars of business decisions that I had made, line by line, transaction by transaction. And I started to feel like sick And I
Yeah.
started to feel regret. Like I'd look at something, I'm sure we could all identify with this, where we made an investment in our business that we were sure was going to make a meaningful difference. And then we look back on it and go, I would actually just rather have that money in my bank account than that
Yeah.
opportunity.
Yeah.
And so I found myself in that place. And so, long story short, I used that process to figure out how to save my business, and I did,
Good.
and save my marriage, and I did. And then from there, I really ran a profitable organization. And I just at that point started to teach people that I knew my two number method, which we can talk about.
Sure.
And a two number method is how we manage cash flow, not QuickBooks, not wishful thinking, not a
Yeah.
hope and a prayer, like an actual method. And so I ran my business that way, turned it around, and I've been teaching business owners ever since how to do the same.
Wow, it's amazing. Do you still have the software business?
Nope, I closed it and I went full time into what I'm doing now.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, that's fantastic. Like, wow.
I closed it
So,
because I wanted to close it. Let me be clear.
right. Did you sell it?
I didn't actually, I closed it.
Oh, wow. Okay, good for you. You're like, that's it. I'm done. Close this
I
chapter.
was done.
On
I
to the
did not
next
want to be
one.
in the software business anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that landscape changes probably pretty rapidly.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Um, okay, so tell us a little bit about the two number business or two number method and
Okay.
how people could, I mean, maybe a quick way
Yeah,
that
sure.
people could learn from that.
So the two number method is without a doubt the easiest way to manage cash flow.
Yeah.
So business owners that don't know where their money is going are in a very dangerous situation. And it's very difficult to create a profitable enterprise if you don't understand your cash flow.
Sure.
And most business owners really never went to Wharton. Most business owners never really went to business school. They have
Yeah.
a passion, they are good at something, and they turn it into a business.
Yeah.
I think Michael Gerber in the E-Myth describes this best, right? But that's a real thing. And so, what it doesn't make sense to most business owners are financial statements. And most people think if there's something going wrong with their business, they just need to get better at QuickBooks. QuickBooks won't do anything for you. It's garbage
Yeah.
in, garbage out,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Yep.
So the method I teach people is with their actual native behavior.
Okay.
Native behavior is basically what you do automatically without having to be taught, right?
Sure.
And so I teach business owners how to find their profitable investment in their business because not every investment is profitable. And then I teach them how much they are wasting. And we actually give them names like this is profitable investment and this is actually waste or BS spending. A lot of
Yeah.
times people put like their insurance premium for like, you know, for liability insurance in that category. They might be necessary expenses, but we don't lie to ourselves and say that it actually is making our business profitable. No.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
we find these two numbers and then we run the cash flow from our business using our bank app. Like literally separate bank accounts and they do different things for different purposes in
Sure.
the business.
Yeah.
Because native behavior with human beings today is we pick up our cell phone and we open a bank app and we ask ourselves psychologically one question, which is while we wait for the account balances to load, we watch and we wait and we want to know how much we have left.
Yeah.
How much do we have left? And so that's native behavior. And so I teach people to use that how much is left mentality towards managing the cash flow of their business from their freaking cell phone.
Yeah.
And it makes the difference between understanding our cash flow and our finances and not. And I watch businesses consistently go from, I don't know what, this is what I always hear. After people learn the method, they're like, I don't get it. I haven't increased I haven't increased sales. I haven't really done anything drastic. Like, basically, the things are about the same, but I have bank accounts full of money. Like, what did you do to my money? Is
Yeah.
what people always say to me. So, the
Wow.
number method's really powerful and it's really simple, but
Yeah.
people have to be taught it.
Sure.
It's not something that you just like start tomorrow, but it's really, really simple and really powerful.
Then how long does it take for someone to typically like embrace that method?
About a month.
Yeah.
About a
No,
month.
nothing
And it's
happens.
it's it's really good time. Like if a business owner listening is like, okay, I need to figure out my cash flow.
Yeah.
As we move through December and we move into January, it's a really good time to start embracing that as an idea
Yeah.
and learning that methodology because you can start it at the very beginning of next year.
Yeah, for sure. How many business owners are struggling with cash flow, do you think? Probably
I
more than people think.
I honestly think all, but maybe let's not be so dramatic. I think it is very rare for me to encounter a business owner, and I don't care if they have $5 million a month in revenue, down to the guy who's trying to generate the first 100,000. I think that most business owners do struggle with cash flow because they didn't go to Wharton. They haven't figured out how to navigate a business. And
Yeah,
what we know about personal finances as a culture, all we have to do is look at the financial wellness of our culture to know most people don't really understand finance. And so we take what we know, which isn't
yeah,
much,
right.
and we carry it into a business. And we think that the tricks and the tactics that maybe work in personal finance will work in business,
And
but
it
they
doesn't.
don't. It
No.
doesn't translate. It doesn't translate.
Mm-mm.
So I think most. What do you think?
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think a lot of people are fake it till you make it.
Yes.
You know, they
Yeah.
they like put on a front like, oh, on the outside everything looks good, but behind closed doors. So my late husband and I had several businesses together, and we were. I used to watch that P&L like a hawk.
Yeah.
I would get reports every day, and because then I could see where where we're losing money.
Yep.
And then something had happened with, I think it was my COO that was giving me the reports. I don't think he was being accurate because then something started eroding our profit margins and our cash started shrinking and shrinking,
Hmm.
shrinking.
Hmm.
And I couldn't find it. It was driving me crazy. I'm like, we're generating X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
We're talking like almost $20 million.
Uh-huh.
So we're generating all this money. Where is it going?
Yep.
Like I'm seeing the bills and I'm seeing the labor.
Yep.
One plus one is supposed to equal two, but it's equaling like five.
Right. Right. Such a common problem.
Yeah.
And it is not unique to the startup. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Like there are I can think of companies right now that are making like $50 million a year that are barely taking 500,000 home. Like, come on, there's
Yeah.
something that's not right there, right?
No.
It's cash flow
Yeah.
and the things that work for personal finance do not work for business cash flow. And that's one of those paradoxes that we try to lovingly help people embrace and then let go of. Like,
Yeah.
doesn't work. Just because Susie Orman said that 20 years ago doesn't mean it still applies. It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. True. True. I mean, in today's world, things are so rapidly changing. I mean, you don't even have to like pull out cash or a credit card. You just need your phone. Ding.
I know.
You know, like it's just so easy. They make it so easy to spend money, whatever that looks like.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
it's kind of dangerous.
It is dangerous.
So you mentioned something before we got started in regards to the end of the year and around like financial planning with taxes and things like that. I want to dive
Yeah.
into that a little bit because I feel
Okay.
like it's not, it's great timing because this is
Yep.
coming at the end of the year
Yep.
and a good resource for people to think about and potentially reach out to if they need help.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe could we go here and just say like there's a couple pieces of advice that
Sure.
I give business owners at this time of year. And
Sure.
let's remember, like, I'm not a CPA. I have a different C-suite that after my name, but the thing is this. People really truly need some clear guidance at this time of year, so that they can make sure that they have either their best year ever or they start on a positive note next year. So pretty consistently what business owners think, and it has everything to do with, I think, social media and the advice by a group, kind of group think. The group think about owning a business is that it's bad to pay taxes.
Yeah.
That is the group think. And I'm not trying to be political here. I'm actually trying to be financially strategic. So because people in the group think that it's terrible to pay taxes, then business owners are like, "Oh, I would much rather have this than pay that." I get it.
Sure.
I get it. I don't
Yeah.
want to pay huge tax bills either. But what that means is that we go and we spend a ton of money at this time of year thinking that it is going to save us from paying taxes. And the thing that people don't understand about taxes is it's not a dollar spent, a dollar saved. It's not,
Right.
it doesn't work that way. If you spend a dollar to get a tax deduction, it maybe saves you 30 cents on a
Yeah.
tax bill, maybe. And so people are always asking me at this time of year, like, okay, well, what do I need to do? Do I need to give bonuses? Do I need to go buy a new car? What do I need to do? And
Sure.
what I like to say to people is, if your business legitimately needs something, like legitimately needs something, it needs to make an investment, then do it because it's what's good for the business.
Sure.
But if it's not good for the business, it's better to keep the money in your bank account and pay a little bit of tax than it is to actually go and spend a bunch of money trying to get tax deductions and start off next year cash poor. The
Sure.
math doesn't math. To
Yeah.
tax deductions, you cannot spend your way out of a tax bill. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And so don't chase deductions at this time of year. Don't do it. I always wanted to encourage people to like have big bank accounts full of money. Those
Yeah.
bank
Well,
accounts full of money give you choices.
yeah, for sure. I would agree with that 100%. Can you give us an example of maybe somebody that you've worked with that like where they were at with their business when they came to you, and then maybe where they were at after they were done working with you?
Oh, so how much time do we have? Let me think of somebody.
We got like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, so many times. I work. People tend to hire me when they feel like we have pretty good sales. We're doing pretty good, but we just don't know why money is slipping through our fingers. And so, I can think of a business that had about $3 million of gross revenue in a year, and they came to me and they're like, "Hey, we seem like we're making some money, but we just don't know what to do." Same story, different, different
Yeah,
verse.
sure.
And when I got in with that business, I was looking at everything and I'm like, wait a minute. The cost to produce this stream of income, the cost to produce it
Yeah.
is more than you can make. And so one thing that I think is really hard for us to understand is there's a difference between good business and bad business. Or of like contractors who like buy the business, well,
Yeah,
they'll bid under what they should charge just to get the business. Well, that's never profitable and it causes enormous
sure.
stress to the business. So this particular business, I looked at the cost of revenue with them and I showed them like this doesn't make sense. We need
Yeah.
to cut this entire thing off. Cut off $1 million, get rid of it. And they thought I was crazy. They're like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy. This is the cost of this revenue is too high. So if
Right.
we get rid of that $1 million, that also means that we don't have to make the 1,100,000 to support it, right?
Yeah. So you're
And
is that so when you say that that cost of revenue, was it a customer that was costing too much so you were not profitable on?
yeah,
It
because
was one it was one customer?
no, it was a whole line of business.
Oh, I gotcha.
A
Okay.
whole
Okay.
line of business. They had multiple lines of business. It
Sure.
was a whole line of business. And the way business owners think is like, oh no, that was three. We had $3 million. Now you just took away $1 million. And I'm like,
Of
yep,
course.
I
Of course.
did. I took that away, and so did you. And now we've got these two lines of business that are very profitable. And now we like pump all of our energy into these profitable lines. And I am telling you, that business doubled sales within 2 years of getting
Wow.
rid of this $1 million. So always, I just love to help people see like you got to understand the difference between saying yes and no and what's good business versus what's
Right.
bad business.
Yeah.
And when we get rid of bad business that's not profitable, then we can say yes to more good business and it actually bolsters and makes the profit go through the roof.
Yeah.
It's counterintuitive, but it
Yeah.
it actually makes math sense.
Well, I mean, no, if you got something that's not making you any money and it's costing more money to manage it, then there's no point, right?
No.
Like that, like there's just like that's just to me that's common sense, but I understand like if you've got this stream of revenue coming in and it's like the dollars are like, like oh wow, $1 million. It's a lot to that's a lot to most people, right?
Yeah.
And so like,
Yeah.
oh, are you telling me to get rid of $1 million? But if it's costing you $1,100,000, like what's
Yeah.
then that
Or
million
even
dollars is out the window.
yes, it's not profitable, but
Right.
that's intuitive to you and me.
Right.
But most business owners are like, no, it's better to have the $1 million.
Yeah.
It's at least business, and it's not. It's better to get your life back.
Yeah.
It's it's better to be profitable.
Yeah. Amen to that,
It's
girl. Oh,
better to not, work yourself into the ground,
spinning your wheels. Just
spinning
spinning
your
your
wheels.
wheels. Like the
Yeah,
whole point of getting into business for yourself is to have that financial freedom ultimately, right?
ultimately, yeah,
To work smarter, not harder, which I
yeah.
don't think, even in today's world, it's hard to really kind of to grasp that. But wonderful. So what does it look like if somebody wants to work with you? Where like do you do a discovery call? Like how does that work?
Yeah, we first of all, we do a discovery call, and people can get a hold of me at profitwithleanne.com. But we have a really amazing program launching in January, and it's
Okay,
called Profit Lab. Um,
cool. Okay.
Profit Lab is like it's my heart and soul. It's my baby. And it's taking the model of working one-on-one with a business
Okay.
and bringing people in. Business owners won't talk about their finances in a group, not honestly, won't happen.
Nope.
But I bring people in and I teach them the concepts of like, here's how you find your two numbers, here's how you learn the methodology.
Yeah.
And then we spend the next 7 months supporting them as they do it.
Oh,
So
that's a
like
long time.
well, if they need it, like
Yeah.
when I get people to transition over to the two number method, there's a lot of learning. It just because it's like, okay, well, how do I make sure that my cash flow balances? And so there's a
Sure.
lot of love in my practice of like, okay, let's do it this way. And so sometimes people want a lot of hand holding as they transition that, and some people don't.
Yeah.
So I just have this kind of runway where you have access to me one on one to get that help.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start teaching it in more of a group setting,
I love
um,
it.
and then helping people individually implement that. And it's called Profit Lab, and it
I love
launches
it.
in January.
And then it's they can find that information at Profit with Leanne.
Profitwithleanne.com. Yep.
Perfect. You guys, I'm gonna put that link in the show notes. I'm also going to put it here on the screen. So if you're watching this, go ahead and jot that down. Go check her out if you are in need of a little direction in your business, because I know a lot of you are entrepreneurs out there, like myself and like Leanne. So don't hesitate. I'm sure she'd glad to be happy to jump on a call with you and just see which way it goes. Leanne, this is the part of the show where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Profit is always a choice. It is not an accident. And if you sit around waiting for profit to magically appear, you're going to be in the same place 1 year from now. So let this next year be the year you choose to be profitable, and I'll show you how.
I love it. Well, Leanne, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for sharing some of your wisdom. I think in with so many entrepreneurs out there, it's so important to understand that they have options, right? They don't have to be in this struggle bus, like spinning their wheels constantly. And because I've been there,
Mhm.
and you're talking big numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah.
And you're talking big numbers, and it's like a really confusing place to be. And you're just like, you almost feel like you're successful, but you're a failure at the same time. Because it's like I've worked so hard to
Yeah.
get here. Why
Yeah.
why am I not reaping the rewards of like my labor? So I love
Yeah.
it. Thank you so much for sharing. And we'll be looking forward to hearing about how Profit Labs is doing in January. So
Thank you.
we
Thanks
appreciate
for
you.
having me as a guest.
Thank you. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free. To live your best life, you must live label free. As always, don't forget to subscribe, follow, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.